Share screen. Ayan. So we have this much slides. Pero okay lang. Ay, nawala ako. So if ako, OBO, QTTN, BDK. Ayan. So game. Ano na basic concepts. So today we'll be discussing about geometry. Lahat ng geometry. From triangles to circles. I think matatapos natin yan. As if may time pa tayo for the next mathematics session, trigonometry naman ang gagawin natin. Lahat din. Okay, so first of all, let's start with the basic concepts, lines, planes, and angles. Siyempre, ito yung pinaka-importante. So, sa geometry, meron dalawang general statement na tinatawag. First is postulate or axiom. Ito, true na to without proof. Kumbaga, totoo na talaga siya. Mahirap i-prove yung mga to. So, ito, basic, established. So, they don't need to be proven. Theorems are needed to be proven. Statement that can be demonstrated to be true by accepted mathematical operations and arguments. What's a point? Most fundamental object in geometry. So, it represents an exact location in space. So, yung mga ito, exact locations in space yan. No? Yan. So, how do you name them? Point. Kahit capital letter lang, okay na. Tapos na yan. Line naman is defined as as a set of points that extends infinitely into directions. So, collection siya ng points, tapos nag-extend siya into two directions. No? So, ano yan? So, how do you name lines? So, example yan, Y, line WY, pwede ring line M na naka-italicize, katulad na nandyan. Pwede rin, ano pa ba? Pwede rin XY, pwede rin YW, pwede rin XW, so on and so forth. Tapos may postulate tayo. Through any 2 points, there's exactly one line only. Or in other words, 2 points determine a line. Tapos, itong tatlo na to, ang tawag sa tatlo na to, sa tatlong points na to, collinear. Points W, X, and Y are collinear. Meaning, they lie only on one line. So, planes is a flat surface, no, that extends infinitely in all directions. So, surface siya, flat siya, tulad itong iPad ko, that extends indefinitely in all directions. So, yung floor ng room niyo, plane niya, so on and so forth. So, napansin niyo dito, three, how do you name this pala? So, plane ABC, naka-italicize siya, no? Pwede rin M, no? Yun lang naman. No other special naming. So, napapansin nyo, may tatlong points, di ba? And that's it. That's a postulate. The plane postulate says that any three non-collinear points form one plane. Coplanar ang tawag sa kanila. Then, if 2 points lie in a plane, then the line connecting them lies in that plane, for sure. Flat plane postulate. So, ito, line PQ lies in the same plane as points P and Q. Kasi isipin nyo naman, may line kayo, tapos may plane. For sure, nandun yan. Ikot-ikutin nyo man yung plane, nandun yung line, for sure. Then, syempre, pag intercept natin yung dalawang plane, for sure, makaka-form tayo ng line. Try it yourself, diba? Next, ray. A ray is a line that has one defined endpoint and can extend indefinitely in one direction. How do you name it? Ito. If one line segment. Point, point, tas yan, ganyan, towards the end. Angle naman is a figure formed by two rays and the sides of the angle sharing a common endpoint called the vertex. Ito yung vertex, initial side, terminal side. Kumbaga, yun yung mga parts of the angle. Parang, parang initial yung pinanggagalingan niya, terminal kung saan nakabuka yung angle, no? How do you name it? So start from here, paganto siya, or paganto siya. That's how you name angles. Tapos BOA, AOB. Tapos make sure to put this measure of angle BOA equals theta. Overlook name of naming is angle BOA equals theta. Yun lang yung sinusulat ng mga tao, no? Medyo not the best way to write it in mathematics. Angle pairs. So meron tayong dalawang klase ng angle pairs. Una is complementary angles, meaning they add up to 90 degrees, perpendicular sila. And supplementary angles, meaning 180 degrees sila. Linear pair. Yun ang tawag pala, linear pair. No? A linear pair. Wait, sorry. Ang linear pair, dapat ano sila? Wait na, mag-search na ako. Okay, ang linear pair, adjacent sila. Adjacent angle sila. Ito linear pair. Linear pair ito. Requirement na linear pair. Requirement na adjacent sila. No? Pero if you're gonna say two angles are complementary or supplementary, hindi naman kailangan na adjacent sila all the time. Okay? Next, bali we're discussing the kinds of angles. So vertical angles, take two lines that intersect, tapos yung measure of these two angles are equal. Yun. Then adjacent angles are linear pairs. Ayan lang si. Angle 1 and 3, angle 2 and 4, vertical angle sila. So, lahat na magkakatabi linear pair. Next, parallel lines. Lines are parallel if they are coplanar and non-intersecting. No? Ayan. So, nasa same plane sila. Parallel sila. Tapos di sila nag-intersect. Parallel lines sila. Lines are skew if they are non-intersecting but are not parallel. Ito, kita nyo to? Nasa magkaibang plane sila pero di sila nag-intersect. Yun ang skew lines. Bale, hindi sila intersecting. Pero, again, hindi sila coplanar. Kaya hindi sila nag-intersect, hindi sila parallel. Okay. You know, as the illustration says here. Next, transversal. Ito yon. The line cutting through at least two lines, usually parallel. No? Dapat parallel. Dapat parallel. No, I mean, hindi pala, sorry. No. Hindi necessarily parallel lines, pero the usual case is parallel yung dalawang lines. Exterior angles, 1, 2, 7, 8. Interior angles, yun nasa loob. 3, 4, 5, 6. What else? Okay. What are congruent angles? Congruent meaning they have the same measure. Ito, yung mga nasa labas. Corresponding angles meaning same side sila ng transversal. Meaning, ito, they are under. Ito, above. Alternate interior, alternate interior. Kasi magka-alternate sila interior. Alternate exterior, magka-alternate sila sa exterior. Ayan. Diba? Then, these pairs of angles are supplementary. Okay. Yan, malapit na tayo matapos. Sa first part. These pairs of angles are supplementary. Yung mga, hindi sila linear pair, no? Pero supplementary sila. Tama, hindi sila adjacent, pero supplementary sila. 1 and 7, 2 and 8. Diba? If, kasi equal siya dito, so papansin nyo, supplementary sila. They form a straight line. No? Oh, consecutive interior angles. Ito. They are supplementary for sure. Yun lang naman. Ano pa ba? Yun lang naman. Yes. Tapos itong dalawa, syempre, linear pair sila kasi they are adjacent and they form a straight line. Okay, please remember that. Sige, take the challenge. Hindi ko masyadong ano ito, pero go. Tell me the answer in 1.5 minutes. I'm sure kayang-kaya nyo to. Find the value of x. Ito. Does anyone have an answer? Actually, ako nalimutan ko paano. So, sige, does anyone have an answer? Tama. 50. Yes, that's correct. Okay, bakit? Sige, gawin natin. C bisects BCE. Kunin natin si... kung 70 to, 70 rin yan, 70 rin yan, 40 to, 50. Okay, isa pa. So, by transversal, equal ito, dito. Bisect daw? Ano sabihin ng bisect? I forgot to say. M parallel to N. Oh, by the way, symbol of parallel lines is this. Yan pala yung symbol of parallel lines. Nalimutan ko sabihin. Line M is parallel to line N. No? Then, mm, yan. Equal sila. 40 degrees. Subtract 50 degrees. Okay, next. O sige, last one. 1 minute. Ay, ba't ko din drawing yan? Last question. Ito, for parallel lines. Parallel si... Sagutan, 1 minute. Good drawing. Ayun. Anyway, ano yun? Tama. Good job. Bakit? Ano na yung pwede natin gawin? Let's draw another line. Let's draw another line parallel. Tapos ito, dahil tawag dito, consecutive interior angle sila, 180 minus W, 180 minus Z, x equals 180 minus W plus 180 minus Z equals 360 minus W minus Z. Okay, yan. Please remember that. Thank you. Okay, next, perpendicular line. A line is perpendicular if another line, if the two lines intersect at a right angle. So, to say, ito, L1 is perpendicular to L2. As simple as that. Yun lang. Then, perpendicular bisector. Oo. They are perpendicular and it bisects the line segment into two equal parts. So, bale, meron tayong line dito. Tapos, merong perpendicular dyan. Tapos, dinivide niya into two equal parts. Perpendicular bisector. Yun. Meron yata akong hindi na-discuss na concept. Wala dito. Line segment. What's a line segment? A line segment connects. A line segment connects 2 points. No? Yun lang naman ibig sabihin niya. Line segment. That's it. To name it, yan. Line segment AB. Okay. Yun lang naman. Before I move on to the next part of this lesson, do you get it naman? Kuha naman? Yes, no. Okay. Sige, let's go. Next is triangles. A triangle is a polygon formed by 3 edges and 3 vertices. 3 edges and 3 vertices. How to name it? Ganyan. Paano natin siya pag ganun? Pag ganun yung pag-name sa kanya, ABC, BAC, CBA, all are possible names. Bale, ilan ba yung posible? Uh, 6 possible choices, no? 6 possible naming ang pwede. Yeah. Okay. Next. Interior angles are angles on the may dalawang klaseng angle sa triangle. Siyempre, unang-una is interior angles. They sum up to 180. Angles formed by the sides, no? And yung vertex at each vertex, no? Ayan, ABC. Then, exterior angles, the angle between a side of a triangle and the extension of an adjacent side. So, i-extend natin si BC. Tapos, ayan, yun yung D. That is an exterior angle. So, if we name it, ABC, BCA, CAB are interior angles. ACD is an exterior angle. Yan, okay. Ano pa bang exterior angles? Yan, tsaka yan, no? Yan. Then, ang sum ng exterior angle, ang sum ng tatlo na to is 360. May mali sa drawing ko. Wait lang. 1, 2, 3. Ayan. So, dapat 1, 2. Dapat dito. 1, 2. Ayan. Dapat pa ganyan pala yung drawing. Ayan. Ang mga exterior angles ay ito. E, F. No? So, yan. Ang sum ng mga tatlo na yan is 360 degrees. Ayan, see? Yung nasa gitna, hindi yan exterior angle. No? Ang sum ng tatlo na to. 1, 2, 3. 360. Okay. Exterior angle theorem. The measure of the exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of the measures of the two non-adjacent or remote interior angles. So example, yung ACD, hindi ito is the sum of these two. Bakit ganon? Dali lang yan. Itong B, 180 minus A plus C. Ang D, plus 180 minus A plus C equals 180. D equals A plus C. Sorry, I just used the letters, no, para mabilis tayo. Ayan. So, there. Next. There are two ways to classify triangles. Unang-una is by the side. Equilateral, hindi equal, congruent lengths of sides. Isosceles, two sides are congruent. Scalene, wala. And they also imply yung types of angles nila. So, isosceles, dalawang angles are the same. Equilateral, all angles are the same. Scalene, all angles have different measure. No? Have different measure. Nagkaroon ako ng konting error. Same measure. Pwedeng sabihin yun. Pag two angles are congruent, means that they have the same measure of the angle. So, that's two ways to see it. Next, types of triangles according to angle naman. Unang-una is right triangle. May 90 degrees na angle. Acute angle, all angles are less than 90 degrees. No? Oblique or obtuse triangle, yung isang angle nila more than 90 degrees. No? And equiangular triangle, same, ay congruent lahat ng angles nila. Also, equilateral triangle lang nangyayari yon, which is 60 degrees. No? Okay. We have a theorem called the isosceles triangle theorem. If two sides of a triangle are congruent, then the angles opposite those sides, ano yun? Ito? Are also congruent. If two angles of a triangle are congruent, it also implies the same thing. The sides opposite to these angles are congruent. Yan. Okay. Before I move on, may tanong ba? Okay, sige. Next. Special segments in a triangle. So, ito. Unang-una is altitude or height is a line segment through a vertex and ito, line segment through a vertex and ayan na, and perpendicular to a line containing the base. Ito, ano pa ba altitude dito? Yan. Yun na actually lahat. 1, 2, ito rin altitude din yan. Ito yan. Altitude din yan. O pwede rin to. Pwede rin yan. Pareho lang. Altitude din yan. So, hindi parating nasa loob yung altitude. Pwedeng nasa labas. Okay? Ito yung isa. 1, 2, 3. Merong tawag sa center na yan. We will discuss that later. So, special segments in a triangle or they are also called Sivian. Sivian, no? Sivian. Una-una, the three altitudes of a triangle intersect at the orthocenter. Yun ang tawag. Yan, yung H. Itong kanina, orthocenter yan. Dito, meron nga ba to? Yan, meron. Actually, hindi ako sure dito. I'll check later. Yan, so they intersect at the orthocenter. Walang special properties to. I mean, meron, pero I don't think it will be relevant para sa grade 10. Next. Next is angle bisector. Line segment that bisects one of the vertex angles of the triangle. Nasa loob siya. Then the three angle bisectors of a triangle intersect at the incenter. Then makaka-form ka ng circle dyan. Ang tawag dyan, incircle. Hindi ako magaling mag-draw it. Yan, siguro something like that. Yan. Anong mga special property niyan? Siyempre, dahil teka nga. Basta ganyan. Ayun. May nag-text sa akin, important. Sorry. Ayan, so, yun, di ba? Okay. Mali yan. Anyway, so yun, di ba? Nag-i-intersect dyan. Tapos, nakaka-drawing ka ng circle sa loob. And makaka-drawing ka na radius such that perpendicular sila sa loob. Perpendicular sila sa sides. Hindi necessarily, itong tatlo na to, hindi necessarily yun yung tatlong radius ng in-circle natin. Sorry for that. Ayan. So, makaka-drawing tayo ng circle na ganyan siguro. Hindi siya naging circle. Pero, you will find radii na perpendicular sa side. Ayan, no? See? So, yan ang in-circle. Hindi, ito yung angle bisectors. Diyan sila nag-intersect. Pero hindi ibig sabihin, yun yung radii nila. Right? So, yan, that's something to remember. We'll discuss more on that later. Next, median is a line segment from a vertex of the triangle to the midpoint of the side opposite that vertex. Yan. Walang circle na mapo-form dyan. Pero ang interesting property, this is called the centroid. Ang iba sinasabi center of gravity. Special property, divides this in 2:1 ratio. Then the three perpendicular bisectors of a triangle sides intersect at the circumcenter. So, magkakaroon ka ng ayan, circumcenter. So, magkakaroon ka ng ayan, circumcircle. That contains the vertices of your triangle. Para pang special property niyan. Kung right triangle yan, itong hypotenuse, yun na yung diameter ng circumcircle. Pero other than that, no other property naman. Pero yes, alam mong tong tatlo na yan. Actually, mali yung figure na to ah. Ano. Pero kasi ito, baka ano to, actually tama pala. Ito pala. Dinrawing niya lang to para pampalito. Perpendicular bisectors doesn't have to pass through the vertex, okay? Yan, 1, 2, 3. Yan, so as you see, perpendicular bisectors don't have to pass through the vertex of the triangle. As long as binabisect niya, tapos perpendicular yung sa side, to intersect here, yun ang circumcenter. Next, inequalities in a triangle. Greater angle and greater side theorem. Masyadong mahaba yan. So, ito lang sinasabi niyan. Longer sides are opposite greater angles. Ayan, no? Shown by this example. Ito yung pinakamahaba, obviously. So, dahil si B yung pinakamalaking side, yun yung pinakamahabang side, pinakamalaking angle, vice versa, no? Ito yung susunod na mas malaki. So, mas malaki si A kaysa sa C. Okay? Always remember that, no? Yan, this is what this says. Okay? Triangle inequality. Of course, this is the most famous inequality. The sum of the lengths of any two sides of a triangle is greater than the length of the third side. So, itong dalawa, mas malaki dito. Itong dalawa, mas malaki dito. Itong dalawa, mas malaki dito. A plus B greater than C, A plus C greater than B, B plus C greater than A. Before we move on, nakuha ba to? Okay. That's great. Next part is, tignan ko pa kung gaano karami natitira. Wow! Parati gagawin. Excited ako. Okay, let's go. Let's try to do as many as we can. Gusto ko mapasagot sa inyo yung mga ginawa kong problem set dito. Yung interesting siya. Nahirapan yung previous batch. So, let's see. Next, congruent and similarity. Ano may sabihin na congruent? Having the same shape exactly, same shape and dimensions. Meron kang dalawang identical na bagay, dapat same ang dimension nila and shape kahit pag-ikot-ikutin mo sila. Yan ang definition ng congruence. No? So example, pag inikot ko to, inikot tsaka finlip ko. Yan. CBA. Yan, congruent sila. So as we see here, ito yung naming. Important yung order. No? CPCTC, corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. Kasi BC is congruent to YZ. BC is congruent to YZ. CA is congruent to ZX. CA is congruent to ZX. AB is congruent to YX. AB is congruent to YX. So please remember that, no? Please remember that. Important ang order. If you messed up the order, mamalian kayo ng teacher. Okay? So meron tayong tatlo ba? 1, 2, 3. Yes, tatlong Ay, apat pala. Apat na apat na congruence postulate. Okay, so first of all is congruence by side, side, side. Siyempre, if yung tatlong triangle mo, congruent sila by side, lahat ng sides nila, if triangles are congruent to three sides of another triangle, ibig sabihin, congruent sila, parehong-pareho sila. Of course, by common sense, ganoon naman talaga. Oh. So what does it mean? Here in this example, AB is congruent to XY, BC is congruent to YZ, CA is congruent to ZX. So napansin nyo how I name it? AB, BC, CA. Um, uh, uh, XY, YZ, ZX, no? Ganon. That's how you name your triangle. So please remember that. By SSS, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle XYZ. Symbol of congruence is this. By the way, yan yung symbol niya. Okay? Next, SAS congruence postulate, side angle side. Literally, two sides and the included angle of a triangle are congruent to two sides and an included angle of another triangle. Then the two triangles are congruent. Included angle, naka-sandwich yung angle in between. No? Okay? So what does that mean? Yan. SAS congruence postulate, CA congruent to QR, CAB is congruent to QRS. Napansin niyo ulit how I named the triangle, AB is congruent to RS. Yun pa pala, nalimutan ko sabihin, CPCTC, yung angle CAB, congruent sa QRS, angle QSR is congruent to angle CBA, tapos angle ACB is congruent to angle RQS. Yan, that's the other, yun pala yung isang implication ng congruence. Pero ito, ayan, nakita nyo ulit how I name, CA, CAB, AB, QR, QRS, RS. Ayan. That's how I name this. Next, congruence by ASA. ASA congruence postulate, angle side angle. So if two angles in the included side of a triangle are congruent to two angles in the included side of another triangle, then the two triangles are congruent. CAB tsaka ZXY. Tapos yung included side nasa gitna, AB tsaka XY. Tapos ABC, XYZ. Yan, that's how we do it. That's how we do it. By ESA, CAB is congruent to QRS. Lastly, ito. SAA or EAS. Ang dami pala, no? Side angle, angle, or angle, angle, side. So, magkasunod na angle, tapos yung susunod na side nila, if two angles in the non-included side, or kaya, ayun, so kung ano man yung hindi nasa gitna nila, if pareho sila ng measure lahat, congruent sila. How does this work? CBA, XZY, BAC, ZYX, AC, YX. Congruent sila lahat. So by EAS, congruent ang CBA sa XZY. Okay? Next. Concept check. If two triangles had all corresponding angles of the same measure, are these triangles congruent? Always, sometimes, never. What do you guys think? Tama, sometimes. Kasi, madali lang yan. Kasi, yan, yan. Diba? Baka mas malaki yung shape. Para sa na-angle, magkaiba sila ng shape. So yes, sometimes. Next, if two triangles had two corresponding adjacent sides in an unincluded angle having the same measure, are these triangles congruent? What do you think? Yes, no, sometimes. Always, sometimes, never. What do you guys think? Ito raw. Corresponding adjacent sides. Non-included angle. Ito pala. What do you think? Always, sometimes, never. Yes, tama. Sometimes. Bakit? Example. Yes, if ganito yung okay, let's see, let's examine. Ito yung AAA. Of course, hindi. Pero similar triangles yan. We will see later. Next. Ito yung isang argument. Example, counter example. To prove something is not true, we use a counter example. Sorry, hindi pala ganun sa Olympiad, no? Pero that's how it works sa college. If you can't find anything, disprove it by finding a counter example. This is a counter example. Ayan, no? Pareho sila ng side measure. Congruent sila dyan. Pero yung ito, nag-iba to. Nag-iba yan, no? Nag-iba sila na shape. Hindi sila congruent. Sige. Let's examine. Wala dito yung ano. Let's examine tong dalawa na to. I'll give you 2 minutes. Examine. Is AM congruent to BN? Is AA1 congruent to BB1? Isosceles ABC, AM and BN are angle bisectors. Yes, no. Yun lang naman. Okay, sige, let's go. Medyo mahirap yata. Sige, paano natin malalaman if congruent yung mga yan? Let's apply what we learned. Oh, is AM congruent to BN? Ito raw ba? Yes, bakit? Angle bisector. So, measure nito is x, 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 x. Isosceles kasi. So, you're sure na itong apat ng angles na to, magkakapareho. So, by ASA, we know that NAB is congruent to NAB is congruent to MBA. Ayan. Mali ako ng... Yan pala. Yan. O, yun na tayo. Sure na tayo. MA and B by ASA. Next. ABC is a triangle. CM is a median. AA1 is perpendicular to CM. And BB1 is perpendicular to CM. Is AA1 congruent to BB1? Ito ba congruent dito? Let's see. CM is a median. Ito pareho. Oh, tapos na tayo. Bakit? Ayan, di ba? So, kung perpendicular yan, edi ito rin yan. So, we just have to check if these angles are congruent. SAA. Bale, A1 is congruent to triangle B1. Ayan. AA1, BB1. Ayan. So, congruent to by SAA. Before we continue, nakuha ba yung previous chapter? Okay, sige. That's great. Let's move on to ilan na ba to? Marami pa? Okay, let's go. Triangle similarity. They look kaya nga similarity. They look similar. Pareho sila ng shape. Hindi pareho yung dimensions. Naka-scale up yung isa. Pag triangle similarity, parang congruence rin siya. Pero ngayon naman, proportional ang sides, pero equal yung angles. Corresponding sides are proportional, corresponding angles are congruent. Yun yung pinagkaiba. Same naming scheme, AB, DE, BC is to EF, AC is to DF, or AB is to BC equals BC is to AB is to BC equals to DE is to EF. Ayan. Or AC is to BC equals DF is to EF, so on and so forth. No? Yung ganong mga proportionality. Tama yan. Okay? Basta, itong dalawa na to, proportional dito, itong dalawa na to, proportional dito, so on and so forth. Similarity by angle-angle. If two angles in one triangle are congruent to two other angles in another triangle, then the two triangles are similar. So yan. Kung sabihin natin congruent si angle A sa angle Y, tsaka angle B sa angle Z, by angle, Um, teka ha. Nagre-record pa rin ba? Sorry guys, may nangyari sa stuff ko. Sorry, sorry, sorry. Okay, let's go back. So, pag nag-congruent yung dalawang pairs of angles, you are sure na similar na agad sila. For sure na yun. Kasi, nagpe-present pa rin ba ako? Yes, okay. Tuloy, tuloy. Okay, okay. Kasi, kasi pag yung dalawang angle pareho, yung isang angle, yung isang natitira, pareho na sila na measure agad. Ayun ang definition of similarity at least pag tatlong angle pareho, alam mong similar sila. Okay. Next, basic proportionality theorem. Or similarity by SSS. As long as three pairs of corresponding sides of two triangles are proportional, then the two triangles are similar. Similar sila. Yun know, kung magkaka-proportional tong mga corresponding sides na yan, similar sila. Yun know. AB is to YZ, BC is to ZX, XY is to AC. Similar sila by SSS. SAS naman, same pattern. Two sides in one triangle are proportional. Tas yung angle na nasa gitna nila, example, itong dalawa magka-proportional. Tas yung nasa gitna nila, equal, congruent, similar sila. Ayan. Ayan na, di ba? That's it. Symbol of similarity is ito, tilde, yun lang. Mali ito. Dapat yun lang. So yes, there's it. Ito. Can you guys try this out? If nakuha nyo, let's go. One minute. And ito rin pala. Sige. Oh, yan. Itong dalawa na to. Tatlo ba to? Marami na tong iba. Sige, itong dalawa muna. Sige, I will continue. Mm. A is to D equals C is to E equals B over A. So, paano kaya natin ito magagawa? Oh, BC BC is to CD. Siguro, let's try. C is to E. So, B. Try natin. Let's see. SSS for sure. Let's see. Let's try. BC is to CD. C is to E. Ano yung C is to E? AB is to BD. AB, mali. Ito siguro. Yan. Try natin ulit. BD is to AB. Tapos B is to A. That is AC is to CB. Yan, tama. So, you see, inayos-ayos ko lang yung letters. Nakuha ko na yung sagot. So, ganun lang kasimple to. PSSS. Next. BC is to CE. BC is to CE. AC is to CD. Ano to? For sure, SAS yan. SAS similarity yan. Two sides and one angle in the middle. So, madali lang yan. Paano yan? So, BC, ito, is CD by SAS. SAS. BC is to CE. AC is to ED. AC is to CD. BA is to ED. Ay, sorry. Yung angle na to, BCA is to DECE. BCA, DCE. Ayun. By SAS, congruent sila. Now, before I continue, nakuha ba yung dalawang item na to? Bakit ganun yung mga sagot ko? Okay, sige, that's great. Next. Tong dalawa na to. Please, I want, sige, 2 minutes. Kayang-kaya niyo yan. Sige, let's start. Triangle ABC is similar to triangle EFG. We can use side proportionality theorem. So EF 30. Sorry. EB is to EF is 12 is to 30. EB is to EF is 2 is to 5. Equals to, yun yung proportionality constant natin. BC equals X, FG equals 2X plus 11. So, X over 2X plus 11. Solve. Tama ba to? Apparently, I am. Wait, mali. Parang may mali ah. 6 is to 11. Yes, tama ako. Tama ako. Yan. So, yun lang. Okay, next. Find the value of X. O, sobrang dali nito. 4 is to X equals to 12 over 9. X equals 3. Actually, madali lang yan kasi 3, 4, 5 triangle. Yung isa, 9, 12, 15. So that is our next topic, right triangles. Before I go on, nakuha ba yung similarity? Nakuha ba? Okay, that's great. Next, right triangles. Pythagorean theorem, I'm sure alam niyo na to. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. As long as 3 sides of a triangle satisfy this inequality, hindi pa rin equality, we know that the triangle is a right triangle. Ang tawag sa mga numbers that satisfy this equality is called the Pythagorean triple. Yung pag co-prime yung mga integer or parang ito, hindi siya 6, 8, 10, 9, 12, 15. Hindi siya ganon. Meron silang common factor. Ibig sabihin, primitive Pythagorean triple sila. Yan ang tawag sa kanila. Yan. O sige nga, take the challenge. 30 seconds. Ano sagot dito? Okay. Oh. So, paano natin makukuha yung D? Let's get the length of this. Kasi cube, rectangular prism yan. Lahat yan right angles. No? So, pwede natin gamitin yung Pythagorean theorem. Ito, ang length dito is 6 squared plus 10 squared, square root. Eh, kung kailangan pa natin to, we know that d squared equals square root of 15 squared plus the length of this plus the square of that. Ano ba to? Square root of 361, 19. Tapos, meron tayong matinatawag na special right triangle. 30, 60, 90, 45, 45, 90. 30, 60, 90. Sides are in the ratio 1 is to square root of 3 is to 2. 45, 45, 90. Sides are in the ratio 1 is to 1 is to square root of 2. I'm sure alam na alam niya na to. So yes, I'll skip this na. Kayang-kaya na yan. Other implications, Pythagorean theorem, sobrang useful niyan kasi you can check, you can predict what kind of triangle the triangle is. So if a squared plus b squared equals c squared, of course, right triangle siya. If less than, edi parang ganito yung nangyari. Diba, from right triangle, naging ganyan. Eh, pag naging obtuse siya, parang ganyan yung nangyari. Kulang, di ba? So, ibig sabihin, the triangle is obtuse, no? Then the triangle is acute. Isipin nyo, pag pinaliit nyo, di ba, yan yung right triangle. Parang may sobra dyan. Right? If a squared plus b squared is greater than c squared, acute. No? That's how I remember it. Ito, I hope naalala niya. I hope you have a mnemonic to memorize this already. Okay? Other implications, yung altitude drawn to the hypotenuse can create three similar triangles, no? Bale, itong lahat ng mga pair na to, similar sila to each other. So may tatlong pairs, similar sila to each other, no? Yun. So, yes. Yun yung mga relationships na mapo-form nyo. Try it out on your own. Skip na natin to. O sige. By similarity, 9 over h equals h over 12. Diba? I hope you got that. Next. Pag nag-drawing tayo ng altitude to the hypotenuse, tapos binabisect niya, yung triangle na yun is an isosceles right triangle. So, yan. Whoop! Pag nag-drawing tayo ng perpendicular bisector, tapos binabisect niya to, for sure, isosceles right triangle yung na-form natin. Perpendicular bisector, or altitude to the hypotenuse, bisects the hypotenuse, sure tayo yung isosceles right triangle yun. Next, areas of triangles. If two triangles are similar, then the ratio of the area of both triangles is proportional to the square of the ratio of their corresponding sides. So, area of DEF to ABC, ang ratio niyan is DE squared over AB squared equals DF squared over AC squared equals EF squared over BC squared. Yun nangyari. Then, if two triangles share a common base, then the area is proportional according to the length of their heights. No? Common base theorem. No? Kasi, sige, area ng ABC, BC H1 over 2. Yung area ng BDC is BC times H2 over 2. Ano yung ratio na areas na yan? H1 over H2. If they share the same base, the area is proportional according to the length of their heights. Ayan. See? Next naman, same reasoning. Suppose that triangle ABC and triangle DEF share a common height. Pareho sila na measure ng height. The area ng ABC to DEF is BC is to EF. Yun yung ratio nun. Okay? Same reasoning as a while ago. Other theorem, angle bisector theorem. Angle bisector of a triangle will divide the opposite side into two segments that are proportional to the other two sides of the triangle. Bale, ito is to this equals ito is to this. Yun yung ibig sabihin. Napaka-powerful niyan. Napaka-powerful niyan. Marami pang ibang stuff about this Sivian. No? Pero advanced na yun. Next, side splitter theorem. If a line is parallel to a side of a triangle and intersects the other two sides, then this line divides those two sides proportionally. Pag daw parallel tong dalawa na to, ito, proportional dyan. Nangyayari lang yan pag parallel tong dalawa. Nangyayari yan pag parallel lang yung dalawa na yan. Okay? Remember that. Yan. True lang ito kapag parallel tong dalawa na to. Pero, again, itong triangle, similar siya sa malaki. Kaya you can form these two relationships also. Okay? Before we move on to the next topic, which is circles, nakuha ba? Okay naman? Okay. Sige. Last part, tas magsasagot tayo ng maraming problems mamaya. Circles and polygons. So first of all, what is a polygon? A polygon is a closed figure made up of a finite number of straight edges and vertices. Ayan, yung mga nakikita nyo dyan. Ito, convex. Ito, concave polygon. Ito, convex. Sorry, mali. Later, I'll explain more. Ganun pa rin. Sa polygon, may exterior tsaka interior. Interior angle formed by the vertex tsaka yung sides ng polygon. Exterior angle, nasa labas, formed by extension of one side. Yan. Sum of interior angles, 180 times n minus 2. Sum of exterior angles, 360. Measure, divide. Regular polygon na to. Regular polygon. Regular meaning pagkakapareho sila ng side measure and angle measure sa loob. Okay? Yung nasa labas naman, 360 over n, no matter the number of sides ng polygon mo. Convex polygon, all interior angles are less than 180. Concave polygon, at least one interior angle is more than 180 degrees. Terms, regular polygon, all sides and all interior angles are congruent. Ito rin. Pero imposible mangyari yan. Sorry. Irregular polygon, not all sides and not all interior angles are congruent. Next, diagonals. A line segment joining two vertices of the polygon. Pwede siya sa loob, pwede siya sa labas. Remember that, okay? Pwede siya sa loob, pwede siya sa labas. Hindi siya edge ng polygon. Hindi siya edge or side. Yun lang yung condition na required. Then, the number of diagonals in a polygon is n times n minus 3 over 2, where n is the number of sides. Next. Sige, I'll answer this for you. A regular polygon has an exterior angle of measure 18 degrees. Find the following. How many sides? Exterior angle of measure 18 degrees, regular polygon, 360 over n equals 18. There are 20 sides. How many diagonals does it have? D ay n times n minus 3 over 2. Na-derive yun by using combinatorics. We won't discuss that na. 170. Pero sige, paano ba? Hindi, joke lang. Wag na. Kalimutan ko rin kung paano eh. Tapos, how many diagonals does the polygon have? 170. Sum of the interior angles, 180 times n minus 2. 180 times 18 is 1 3 to 40. Divide by 20. Measure of interior angle is 162 degrees. Actually, makukuha natin agad yon. Diba, ang polygon, ito 18 degrees, 162 degrees. Kasi linear pair yung bawat interior and exterior angle sa polygon. So, yan. How to get the area of a polygon? Chop. So, example, given ka ng okay. So, example yan. Chop. Ano yung sabihin ng chop? So, chop-chopin mo lang yung mga stuff mo. Then, like example, given ka ng area, pinapakuha sa'yo yung area ng regular octagon, mahirap yun. So, just chop it up into many parts. Get the area of each, add them. Kasi ito, meron kang polygon na ganyan. Chop it up into parts. Then, you can add the area. Pero, meron pa tayong isang tinatawag na theorem. We use the segment called the apotheme. The apotheme is a perpendicular bisector from the center to the side of a regular polygon. So, pansin nyo, merong circle, no? Kasi sa bawat regular polygon, makakagawa tayo ng circle that circumscribes the polygon. Yan. Perfectly. Yun yung mga radii niya. For any regular polygon. And then, ang formula for the area is 1/2 A times B, where is the apotheme and P is the perimeter of the regular polygon. Bakit yan totoo? You can divide your polygon into many triangles. Diba? Tapos, you sum all the areas of the triangles, you will find na, di ba, 1/2 base times height. Yung height, yung apotheme, yung base, ito yon. Regular polygon lang to. Sa regular polygon lang to nag-hold. So, yan, 1/2 PA. Area of a six-sided regular polygon, hexagon, inscribed in a circle of radius 6. Oh, 6. 1/2 AP. Paano ko kukunin to? Diba, ano yan? Sige, ano yung measure nito? Ano yung length ng apotheme nito? Sige nga, can you tell me? If talagang nag-gets yung huling lesson natin. Hmm. Does anyone have an idea? Ano yung length nito? Three square root of 3. Tama. Yes. Bakit? Baka lang mayroong di nakaalam. Di ba? Kasi using last lessons topic na to. So like, circle of radius 6. Um, yun, di ba? 30, 60, 90 to? Kasi equilateral triangle eh. Square root of 3, 1, 2. So, 3. 3 square root of 3. Times the perimeter. Ano yung length nito? 6. Yes, kasi equilateral triangle siya. 6 times 6, 36. So, 54 square root of 3. Before we continue, nakuha ba yung diniscuss ko? Okay, that's great. Okay. So I might be going so fast. Okay, next. Una-una, let's go with the basic definitions of circles. Wait lang ha. Merong tagtik sa akin important. Okay, so circle is the set of all points in a plane that are equidistant from a fixed point. Ayan. And yung fixed point na yun, ang tawag ay center. How do you name it? How do you name a circle? It's according to the center. So, circle P. Next. And yung radius na yon is a straight line extending from the center to the circumference. Yung distance ng mga point na yan from the center is called radius. The chord is a straight line if the end points on the circle. Yan. Diameter is the longest chord. And it is twice the length of a radius. Tapos, yung secant is a line that intersects the circle at two distinct points. Yan. Yun lang siya. Line siya, hindi siya segment. Line siya, line. Okay, line siya. Then the tangent is also a secant. No, mali. Wrong. The tangent is a line that intersects that circle at only one point and perpendicular sa radius. Yun ang parts ng circle. They are concentric if they share a common center. Yan, concentric lahat yan. Internally tangent if they intersect in exactly one point and the intersection of their interiors is not empty. Basta it looks like this. Tapos yung radius nilang pareho, they pass through each other and perpendicular sila sa tangent line. Circles are externally tangent if they intersect in exactly one point. Tapos, nasa labas sila ng isa't isa. They don't intersect inside. Ayan. Circumference pi d. Area pi r squared. Pi d squared over 4. Segments in a circle. Ito na, I'll be talking about theorems again. So if meron kayong hindi naintindihan, please tell me. A line perpendicular to a radius. Ito, perpendicular. Okay, so sinasabi lang nito, pag nag-drawing tayo ng radius na nag-i-intersect sa tangent, perpendicular yon. Ayan, di ba? Yun lang naman. Kumbaga, they imply each other. Every tangent to a circle is perpendicular to the radius. Every radius is perpendicular to the tangent. Iyan, no? AB is tangent to CD at point T. CD is the radius. AB is the tangent. Then, when two segments are drawn tangent to a circle from the same point outside the circle, the segments are equal in length. Ito, napaka-importante ng theorem na to. So, sinasabi lang nito, yan, from a point, tas nag-drawing tayo ng two tangents, equal yung dalawa yan. Equal yung dalawa na yan. Okay, equal yung dalawa na yan. Then, meron pa tayong tinatawag na common tangent. Ito, common internal tangent. Ayan, no? Internal, sa loob. In a sense, sa loob sila tangent. Hindi sa loob exactly, pero like, how to say, nasa gitna siya ng dalawang circle. See? Ito, internal tangent din to. Yan, internal tangent din yan. Ito, common external tangent. Bakit? Hindi sila nagpa-pass through dyan. Dyan lang sila. Ayan. So, ito, mga theorems for chords. So, like, ito, perpendicular from a circle to a chord bisects the chord. Sure yan, ha? Sure yan. Parati yan. Then the segment from the segment from the center of a circle to the midpoint of a chord, which is not a diameter is perpendicular to the chord. So, sinasabi lang, yung perpendicular bisector, no, it passes through the center. Ayan. Lahat to magkakapareho lang ng ibig sabihin. They imply each other. Okay? Yun lang naman. So, PN is a perpendicular bisector to ML, and we know that the perpendicular bisector passes through the center of the circle. For sure yan, for sure yan. Perpendicular bisector of any chord passes through the center. So, I want you to try this. I'll give you 2 minutes. Let's see if, um, let's see first if you can draw. Pero I'm sure you can. I want to give you 2 minutes or 3 minutes to answer this problem. Before I continue, am I too fast? Nakukuha ba yung mga i-discuss ko sa inyo? Baka kasi masyado akong mabilis. Ano, what do you think? Please tell me. Pero gets naman. Okay. Yeah. Natin tayo matapos guys. So, 151 out of 210. Grabe. Ang dahil ko sinasabi today. So, last year, 2 session to. 4 na session to actually last year sa grade 10 batch. Ngayon, dahil special kayo. Yeah. I want you to answer this para lang um, gusto ko masagutan niyo talaga to para lang alam ko if nakukuha niyo yung concept. Do you get how to draw the figure? Look, the distance of a point E from the center A is 20. The radius of the circle is 5. A line through E is tangent to the circle at B. So, parang ito yung nangyari. Ito, parang ganito yung nangyari. E. A line through E is tangent to the circle at B. Yan. 5, 20. Ayun na, tapos na tayo. Ang pinaka-important na technique dito is that ito ay tangent dito. So, let's get the answer. Square root of 400 minus 25. Square root of 375. Pero bakit mali ako? Oh, wait lang. Distance of a point E from the center is 20. Radius of the circle is 5. This tangent to the circle at B. Teka lang. 1 minute. Ito na. Hanapin ko lang yung ah, hanapin ko na yung answer key nito. Okay, double check ko na lang mamaya. Sorry for taking some time. Double check ko na lang mamaya. Ba't mali ako? Shucks. Anyway, let's go. Let's go to the next problem. In a circle, a chord is 12 centimeters long, is parallel to a tangent and bisects the radius drawn to the point of tangency. How long is the radius? Chord is 12 cm long, parallel to a tangent, bisects the radius drawn to the point of tangency. So ito raw. Yan. How long is the radius? Let's go. Alam natin ganyan yung figure kasi by the theorems na pinrovide natin, bisects, tas perpendicular yan. No? Kasi perpendicular bisector siya. How long is the radius? R, di ba R din to? R over 2, 6. Pythagorean theorem, R squared equals R squared over 4 plus 36. 3R squared over 4 equals to 36. R equals 4 square root of 3. Ayan, 4 square root of 3 ang sagot. Ayan, di ba? Tama. Ito, double check ko ito mamaya. Babalikan natin ito mamaya. Next, power of a point. Power point. Power theorems. Before I continue, na-gets ba yung huli kong sinabi? Okay, sige. Ito, balikan ko ito mamaya. Or if anyone has a solution to this, please tell me. Talagang na-mind block lang ako, sorry. Hindi ko lang bakit. Pasensya na. Okay, next. Power of a point. 2 seconds. Power of a point, meron tayong point na and may mga segments na connected to this. Because of this point, we can derive various relationships. 2 seconds. So kahit ano yan, kahit nasa loob or nasa labas man yan, alam natin na PA is to PB, PC times PD. Ito rin, PA times PB, PC times PD. Kung nasa loob yung point, kung saan man siya dinidivide, yung dinidivide ng segments, equal yung product. Tapos, kung nasa labas man siya, yung part times the whole equals part times the whole. Yan yung kalalabasan. Next, tangent secant. So, meron tayo, same lang dito. Pero again, meron tayong tangent, PC squared equals part times the whole thing. Yan. Okay? So, I want you to try this. Please try this out. 1 minute. One minute. How about si Sandra and si Maya? Nakukuha ba yung mga dinidiscuss ko so far? Medyo mabilis ako mag-discuss. Pero please, naintindihan ba or no? Okay, sige, that's good. Sige, let's try this. By power of a point, ano gagawin ko? 3 times 3 plus 5 equals to x times x plus 10. 3 times 8 equals x squared plus 10x. X squared plus 10x minus 24 equals 0. X plus 12 times x minus 2 equals 0. Siyempre, Bawal to kasi negative 12. Pag pinasok natin dyan, negative yung lalabas. So, bawal yon. So, dapat 2. X equals 2. Simple lang, di ba? Ito, next one, ganun lang din. Madali lang to. Power of a point, x times 6 equals 1 times 4. X equals 2/3. Di ba? Next. Ito naman, AP is tangent to the circle at O, centered at O. AB equals BC. AP equals 3 square root of 2. Sabihin natin x yan. So, by power of a point, 3 square root of 2 squared equals 2x times 2x. Ano susunod? 18 equals 2x squared. X squared equals 9. Solve for x. X equals 3 or negative 3. Pero, bawal si negative 3 kasi nga dapat positive yung length. So, x equals 3. Sabi pala, length of AC, so times 2, 6 units. But strange yung lumabas dito. Let's see, ha. Okay, yun lang. Ito, skip ko na to. Kasi pare-pareho lang naman yun. Next is angles in a circle. Last part na to. Last na to for today. Then magsasagot tayo ng mga problem. Okay. So, arc is a curved line along the circumference of the circle. Total sum of arc measures in a circle is 360 degrees. Always remember that. Ayan. Major arc, yung mas malaking arc. Minor arc, DC. Minor arc, BC is itong nasa, yan. Major arc is yung mas malaki. Total measure of arcs in a circle is 360 degrees. So, si arc BEC is 360 minus measure of angle BAC. Bakit ganon? Bakit measure of angle BAC? You will know later kung bakit, no? And same as goes, measure of arc BDC equals 360 minus measure of angle arc BEC, no? So, what else? Ano ba importanteng tandaan? Yun naman. Okay. How to name arcs? It's either include mo lahat ng points na nahandon. So, BEC. Kahit BC, okay lang. No? Okay lang. And also, additive siya. Measure of arc BDC equals measure of arc BD plus DC. Central angle is an angle formed by two radii with the vertex at the center. Central angle, pag nasa center ng circle yung vertex. Yun. So, kung ano man yung measure ng central angle, yun din yung measure ng arc. No? Yun din yung angle measure ng arc. Then, syempre, if in a circle, merong dalawang congruent central angles, they have congruent central arcs din. So, kung pareho yung measure nito, pareho yung measure nito. Also, if pareho to, dapat pareho rin yan. Kasi nga pareho sila ng measure nito, so it means na the segment connecting the endpoints of the arc should be the same. No? That's a theorem. Yes. I hope na naintindihan niyo to. So yes, the other way, it also implies that, so kung equal tong dalawa, pareho to, pareho rin to. Okay. Next, inscribe angles naman. 1/2 the measure of the intersected arc, 1/2 the measure of the central angle. No? Inscribe angle, yung vertex niya nasa circle. Central angle, yung vertex niya nasa center. Inscribe angle nasa center. Tapos, yung measure nito, inscribe angle, is 1/2 the measure of the central angle. Or, the measure of the inscribed angle is 1/2 the measure of its intercepted arc. So, ito raw is 1/2 of this. Okay, always remember that. Yun din. Yun lang din sinasabi ko. Then, an angle inscribed in a semicircle is a right angle. Of course. Diba? Kasi, kung yun yung measure ng arc, sorry, 'Di ba 180 degrees to? So, using the inscribed angle theorem, ito 90 degrees, 1 half times 180. Yun. No? Kaya 90 degrees. No? So, angles inscribed in the same arc are congruent. Siyempre, ADC equals ABC equals EFC. No? Siyempre, if pareho sila ng arc, lahat yan, 1 half the measure, ay pareho yung nag-intercept sa kanilang arc, yung measure ng lahat ng ito is 1 half the measure of this. And 1 half the measure of the central angle, inscribing this one. Tangent chord angles. So, ayan. So, example, meron tayong tangent. Ayan. Tapos, meron tayong chord. Yung vertex niya, quote-unquote, on the circle. Yan, yung measure niyan is 1 half the measure of arc AB or its intercepted arc. No? So, in this example, ang measure nito, itong x is 74 degrees. Kasi yung intercepting arc niya is itong AB and the angle it forms is the tangent. No? Okay? 74 degrees yan. Next, alternate segment theorem. The measure of the tangent chord intersected by an arc is equal to the measure of the inscribed angle intercepted by the same arc. Diba ito, sabi natin, 1 half siya nito. Ito rin. Ito ring tangent angle natin, 1 half rin siya nito. Kaya equal, yon. For example, meron tayong isang angle dyan, tapos nag-drawing tayo ng tangent, tapos kinuha natin yung measure niyan, pareho lang yan. Okay? Please remember. Okay, nasa last part na tayo ng lesson. Before I continue, naintindihan ba? Okay, that's great. Sige. Intersecting angles, pinag-intersect natin. Anong sabihin yan? So, ito, madali na tandaan to. Ito is the 1 half the sum of this. Also this. Pagkapareho lang yan kasi vertical angle sila. Next. Pag naman sa labas, yung difference nito, 1 half nun is the measure of this. Malito Ba't yun? Ayan, basta ganyan siya. Okay, next. 2 seconds theorem. So, meron tayong dalawang secant. Yung measure ng angle na to, yung maliit na yan, is 1 half this minus this. So, ang sagot is 35 degrees. Mali ako na pinakitang figure siguro. Okay. Ito, 60 degrees ang measure. Ito pala, measure ng arc AC. Kaya pala ganun. Next. Ganun din dito. Same case. Hindi siya tangent to tangent. Tangent secant. So, 1 half ito minus ito. So, I hope nakikita niyo yung pattern. No? So, basta kung how the 2 points divide it into minor and major arcs, that's what you use. Okay. So, ito, 164 minus 70, 94. So, this one is 47 degrees. Angle BAD equals 47 degrees. Yan. Quadrilateral. Quadrilateral whose four vertices lie on the circumference of the circle. has the following properties. Opposite interior angles are supplementary. Ano ibig sabihin yan? Ito plus ito equals to 180. Ito rin. With angles subtended by the same arc congruent. Bakit siya ganyan? You can do angle chasing. Tapos paghiwalayin nyo yung makukuha niya, for sure you will see na 180 degrees yan kahit ano mangyayari. Mag-angle chasing kayo, use ito, parang A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Then, kasi yan, meron yung mga ito, example, ito, 2G, ito, 2D, ito, 2F, ito, 2, yan, 2E. Ayan. So, kung kukunin ko yung measure nito, basta you'll see when you try it to on your own. O sige. Before we continue, nakuha ba? Before we continue, nakuha ba? Okay. Sige. I will let you answer some problems. Ito. Teka lang ha. I'll just look at the solution key. 30 minutes problem solving. That's good. Haba nung grabe, no? Dami natin discuss today. Tapos natin ang 210 slides. Wait lang ha. Okay. Wait lang guys. I want you to try 3 of these. I want you to try 3 of these. I'll give you 10 minutes. Mahirap yung mga iba eh. Sige, ito lang muna. 8, 9, 10. Tapos dagdagan ko pa? Hindi, sige mamaya na. Sige, let's start. Ako na lang, I'll try talking. Okay, so let's start. Hindi ko sila i-ano fully para marami tayong ma-discuss. I'm going to update the answer key naman sa Google Classroom. Oh, may similarity. So, kailangan maging similar triangle sila, di ba? Yun ang goal natin. Number 9. Maging similar triangles yan pag parallel. Diba? Solve for x, ipasok lang yung mga value. Solve for x, you will get 8 or 1. Kaya lang, mapapansin nyo, di ba yung isa, di ba ito, ED, 2 minus x, yung DB, 5 minus x. Ito, pag pinasok nyo dyan, magiging negative yung x. Magiging negative yung side, so bawal si 8. So, 1 lang. Next, ito, na-discuss ko to kanina. Common base theorem. Hindi siya theorem, basta may common base sila. So, we can utilize that. So, ang area ni area of triangle ABE is 10. So, find the area of triangle lahat niyan. Kung 10 to, 20 to 6. Adding, it's 36 square units. Problem solving. O, kahit yung letter A lang. Kahit yung letter A lang muna. Yung letter B mahaba. May formula yan actually. You can check it out on your own. So, letter A pa na yan. A person standing 6 feet tall. Ito yung person. Ito yung lamppost. So, kung 18 feet away, ito siya. Kasi shadow niya, 9 foot shadow. Solve for H. Muna. So, yung height ng lamppost is 6 to 9 over H over 27. H equals to 18. So, sabi dito, if the person moves 4 feet farther from the lamppost, how long is the shadow? Hindi magiging 5 tsaka 23, no? Hindi ganon. Hindi. Kung hindi, mag-drawing ulit tayo. 22 to, ano to? Solve for x. You will get 11 feet. Do you get it? Nakuha ba yung tatlong item na to? Okay. Ito, how many possible integer lengths are for xz are possible? So, paano yan? 'Di ba? If we simplify, yung mga inequality na 'to, ito lalabas. Ta's yung isa naman, puwede namang ito yung dalawang combination, yeah. So, puwedeng, xy plus xz greater than yc or puwede din nating consider ang xy plus yz greater than xz, 66 greater than xz. So, ang xz is between 20 hanggang 66. Ilang possible yan? 21 hanggang 65. There are 45 possible integer lengths. Which of the following angles have the smallest measure? Hindi natin alam kasi hindi natin alam how exactly big is xz. If we look at the possible measures of xz, pwedeng siya yung pinakamaliit na side, so it means na yung side opposite it, it's the smallest angle, or otherwise so. Which are right triangles? 7, 24, 25, 8, 15, 17, primitive Pythagorean triple, 5, 12, 13. All of the above are right triangles kasi lahat sila a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Kaya na siguro to. Let's go to circles. Ito, last one. Sige. Let's try thinking. Para lang ma-apply natin lahat. Okay. Ng mga discuss natin. Number 9 and 10. Sige nga, I'm interested. I'll give you 5 minutes. Please try. Please try, please try.
O, yan din naman daw. Galing ni Ron D magturo talaga.
Say it with me now.
2 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes is up. O sige, daanan na natin. So, first of all, isosceles triangle siya. So, like, BE is congruent to BD. So, we know that BAE is congruent to PCD. Hindi ito tama. Kasi BEA. Tsaka, hindi yan tama. Kasi, dapat itong dalawa yung magkapareho. Anyway, paano ko nga ba ito in-explain dati? Okay, what else? Isosceles to. So, di ba, pareho yan ng angle measure. So, dapat ito rin pareho. Triangle BAE congruent to triangle BCD by SAS. So, marami na tayong masasabi. Not true. BED is isosceles. Yes, kasi nga, BE is congruent to BD. Ito rin, congruent yan. Triangle ABE is congruent to triangle CBD. Yes, if we check the order, tama. Congruent yan by SSA. Okay. Triangle ABD is congruent to triangle CBE. Yes, congruent by SAA naman. Triangle BEA and angle angle BEA, angle BDE are supplementary. Yes. Tama yan. Kasi ito, tsaka ito. Okay, next. AB is parallel to DC. So let's examine what gives us. What that gives us. Angle B congruent. So you are sure na congruent tong dalawa? May transversal. Not true. But you know that A is congruent to C. Next. Angle CAB is congruent to angle ACB by transversal. AB is parallel to CD, congruent to CD, wait. Pero by SAA, makikita natin na triangle CAB is congruent to triangle ACD. No? So, tama ito. Ito mali. Mali ng order. Yes, A and B are supplementary. Yes, kasi parallelogram yan. Mahirap masyado to eh. Let's just go here. Sige. Fault ko yun. Sorry if we didn't have that time to go sa isa. Ito siguro, baka hindi niya masyadong get. So, I'll start with this. Okay. Ito. Measure of angle TE. TIE is 20. NC is 30. CR is 40. RTER is 160. TIE is 20. So, alam natin na ang TE, something minus 30, 1 half nun equals 20. So, dapat 70 to. TPE, 70 plus 30 divided by 2, 50 degrees. EIR, paano yan? RTER is 160. So, 70, 50 ito. Paano nga ulit to? 50 minus 40 over 2, 5 degrees. Find the measure of the central angle subtended by ER. 50 degrees central angle, 25 degrees. Ay, sorry, 50 degrees din. Find the measure of NRT. NRT is this. NRT. Kung 160 degrees ito, ay sorry, kung 120 degrees ito, tama. O, 30 degrees. TER is 160. 40. Itong natitira is 130 degrees. And RT is 65 degrees. Next. Seek quadrilateral WXYZ on the circle centered at O ZYW is 10 degrees. YOW equals 100. What is the measure of YWZ? Ito raw ano to. We know that this is 50. By cyclic quadrilateral, this is 130 kasi supplementary yung opposite angles. So, itong YWZ is 40 degrees. Next. Ito. In circle Q, PR contains Q. MR is a tangent. NMP is 112. MN 60, MT 46. One 112 degrees, so 52 degrees to. Find the measure of MRP. Diameter ito. So, alam natin na ito ay 112 plus 46, 158, 22 degrees. Measure of MRP is 112 minus 68, 1 half. 44, 22 degrees. Measure of angle 1, 60 minus 46 over 2, 7 degrees. Measure of angle 2, 52 minus 22 over 2, 15 degrees. AB and AC are tangent to O. Isosceles triangle. Measure of arc BC is 126. Okay. Ano to? 60 degrees. Ito rin, 60 degrees. I hope naintindihan kung bakit. Or kung hindi kayo tiwala, 126 degrees to 234 degrees to 234 minus 126, 8, 108 over 254 degrees ito. 54 plus 63 plus 63, 180. Bakit 63 degrees to? Kasi angles formed by the tangent, 1/2 of this arc. Dami sana magandang item dito. Itong mga to. Let's do this. Okay. Diameter na chord of a circle of a common endpoint. Ito raw. The length of the diameter is 40. And the length of the chord is 24. How far is the chord from the center? I hope naintindihan kung bakit ganyan nangyari. Get D, you'll get 16. Chords A, B, and C, D of a given circle are perpendicular to each other and intersect at a right angle at point E. Find CE. ED equals 5. ED equals 4. A equals 3. B equals 16. Find CE. So, madali lang yan. Ano yan? 3. Tapos, by power of a point, 12 dapat yan. Sige na. I guess that's all what I have for today for 41 nights time. Marami tayong masyado discuss. I'm going to upload all of this mamaya. Now, before we end, do you have any questions? Do you have any questions? Okay naman ba? Do you get it? Natapos natin yung second and third quarter sama. Last is trigonometry, pero I'll see if we have time to do that. Yes. Okay. So, if we don't have any other questions, we can end already. Yeah. Okay. Yun lang guys, I will upload this later. Sige. Yun lang guys, maraming salamat. Bye-bye.